What up? Super tired. I ran the exact same route that I ran the first time I was tired when I was on camera. I didn't almost puke this time. But you know what's weird? Even though I didn't almost puke, it still felt harder. I don't know if that's just because it gets repetitive and you start overthinking things. That might be what it is. I don't know. Anyways, it was a good way to de-stress after taking a stressful exam. I think I got the last two right, but the very first one, there's only three problems, by the way. The very first problem had us using the law of parallelograms, and, it was required. There's other ways to do that exact problem that are way easier, but it said use the law of parallelograms, and this entire semester I was just thinking, okay, well, I'll just use the other way because it's way easier for me to understand. So I didn't know I was going to have to do both. And the dude, talked through the test while we were taking it, so that was annoying. At the very end, with 5 minutes left, he was like, I don't know why you guys don't understand the law of parallelograms, talking about, the fact that we aren't, the fact that he talked about it the very first day in class, and how he has done it multiple times. Well, the reason is, he never explicitly said, okay, I know that you know how to do it the other way, but this other way is super important and will be on the exam. Because that's, I feel like, a common confusion. Also, I could have just learned how to do the law of parallelograms, but I don't know. I might get the first one completely right because I just have so much work on the page and I do have the right answers. So they might just end up giving it to me. Although I did write "you are a bad teacher" on the very back. So I don't know if that will affect the decisions. I hope me sweating in this chair doesn't make it smell super bad in the future. It might. I don't know. Oh, man. So, jeez. It's also a little bit hotter out today. So I sweat more. The last time, going over the pedestrian bridge was super difficult. That's when I pretty much puked. I would have puked if there were, other things in here, in my belly. That's my chest. My belly's below that. I would have puked if there was more stuff in there, but I don't think I ate anything that day. Maybe that also would have helped me not puke. Who knows? Anyways, I didn't puke today, so that's good. Whew. Oh, and I was looking at the fantasy app a bunch yesterday, and I was like, dang, man, I do have a really good team, but it's in the Jersey League. This is the one on the other app opposed to the other two leagues. The one I'm in for that, I freaking have so much good stuff going on in there. Now, I got to trade away James Robinson. This was to get Joe Mixon and Michael Thomas. Now, Michael Thomas, I'm not too high on, but I would have done a straight up trade for James Robinson to Joe Mixon. But getting Michael Thomas on top of that just gives me so much depth at the wide receiver and running back position, because now I can play Joe Mixon over Aaron Jones, and Aaron Jones can sit on my bench, which, you'd be stupid to do that if you didn't have Joe Mixon. So it's a ridiculous looking team. But the thing is, injuries can happen, right? So there's a good chance that some of the players I have will not be available. Well, no, they'll be available, but there's a good chance that some of the players I have are, how do you say, not going to be on my team. I mean, Garrett Wilson is also on my team. I think he's a rookie for the Jets, and he's been getting targeted a lot. So I know my mom doesn't like me talking about that, but that was like a huge trade for me. It was so good for me. That's kind of like when Herschel Walker was traded away from the Cowboys to the Vikings for so many first round picks, and he ended up being not that great. Well, he's very good. I will say historically he's very good and consistent, but he's not worth all the picks that they gave to the Cowboys because I don't think Minnesota had that great of a record because then the Cowboys had like the third, fourth, and something. It's really early picks, and then they also had their late picks in the draft for the first round. So that was nuts. Anyways, wow. I've taken up almost 6 minutes. I also got offered a trade in the Jersey League, which was just a Pittsburgh defense for the Cowboys defense. But here's the thing about that. I can't change anything because my team is so good. If I drop anybody, somebody's gonna replace them. Like if I will be forced to drop somebody eventually, and I know people are gonna pick them up. That's how good my team. Like all the people on my bench except for maybe Ezekiel Elliott, who is still a starting running back, by the way, um, is it's just crazy. He's so far down the depth chart on my bench now. It's kind of hilarious. But anyways, enough of me talking about that. Let's get into what everybody likes. Something that might be related to football, but probably isn't, and it's hockey somehow. Wow. Okay. We have Alice Marble, Tom Harmon, Steve Largent, Grant Fuhrer, and Ryan Zimmerman. Also, I didn't say, I always get shocked when I look at people, the girl we had, I think, yesterday, Simona Halep, that is, a fine woman right there. I gotta say. I don't think you guys care about hockey. Let's see if there's anything on my phone. Yeah, the statics exam went meh. The last one, I'm pretty sure I solved correctly. But there's a chance that I didn't. But you know what? Who cares, right? I did my best studying what I thought was going to be on there. And it's not like I'm stupid and I didn't try. I literally started studying on Saturday. And I worked so hard on Saturday that I gave myself enough time to watch football. And even if I had studied more, the law of parallelograms, I wouldn't have, even if I had studied more, I wouldn't have known that the law of parallelograms was going to be on there and so consistently on there. I did hear someone say the review is a lot like the test, but the dude sucks at teaching. It's so bad. It's actually worse than the Calc 3 teacher I had the first semester because at least I could understand him and at least I could ask him questions. Even if he was a jerk about it, he still answered them. So yeah, that happened. And this happens. Outro. Actually, wait. Sorry. I won't be able to use Adobe Premiere Pro in the future. I think I only get 1 year of it for free while I'm in college. I'll see if there's a way to work around to actually get it again. But yeah, it's quite possible I'll be using Filmora from now on, so the transitions will be different. Thumbnails will probably be different. Everything's going to be different. It'll be a hassle. So, that's all I got for this one. Outro.